This is Newsnight, where we go above and beyond the headlines. I'm Pia Ontiveros. Our top stories: is Congress out to arrest Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno? The chairman of the House Justice Committee threatens to do that, but two senators say it cannot happen. Actress and former beauty queen Maria Isabel Lopez gets her license revoked for traffic violations during the ASEAN summit. And meet the new queen. South Africa's Demi Lane Nel-Peters is Miss Universe 2017. Lawyer Larry Gadon, who filed the impeachment complaint against Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno, takes a hit from a reporter who denies he was the source of falsification allegations against the Chief Justice. Our Joyce Ilas tells us what happened in today's impeachment hearing.
Manila Times reporter Jomar Canlas faced the House Justice Committee on Monday and contradicted an earlier statement made by attorney Larry Gadon. Gadon earlier admitted that he based one of his allegations in his impeachment complaint on a newspaper report by Canlas, who wrote that a Supreme Court justice blasted Sereno for altering a draft temporary restraining order without the other judges unbanked.
Your Honor, I first read it in the newspaper, and then I asked the reporter himself to explain to me the incident.
I hereby deny that I have intimated to Attorney Gadon that the source of facts in my article is Supreme Court Associate Justice Teresita J. Leonardo de Castro.
Supreme Court Associate Justice Teresita de Castro issued a statement denying that she was the source of Canlas's story.
If I recall it right, it was really Mr. Jomar Canlas who intimated to me, or who told me.
But he is denying
Well, that's understandable, Your Honor, because he is citing Republic Act 53 or the Soto Law.
Siquijor Representative Rav Rocamora points out that Canlas's article is considered hearsay evidence, which may not be presented in court.
You admit that you have no personal knowledge on these items that you have stated in your article?
I was not there, of course, Your Honor, please, because it's an executive session. Only the justices are inside, so I cannot have personal knowledge.
No, basic rule and evidence, you cannot testify on matters that you do not have personal knowledge on.
Meanwhile, Supreme Court justices were a no-show in the hearing on Monday. The committee earlier invited Associate Justices De Castro and Noel Piham and retired Associate Justice Arturo Brion to attend the impeachment hearing to testify on allegations against Sereno. In separate letters addressed to the House Justice Committee, the magistrates said they will seek a clearance from the Supreme Court en banc first before participating in the impeachment hearing and producing or discussing internal documents outside the court. Both De Castro and Piham assured the committee that they will attend the hearing once the Supreme Court en banc gives them the necessary clearance. The committee also invited Sereno to her impeachment hearing. But in a letter sent to the committee, Sereno's lawyers maintained that she will not attend the impeachment hearings. Because of this, Umali warned Sereno that the committee may have her arrested.
I firmly believe that the extraordinary power given to the Committee on Justice as an impeachment committee is a constitutional mandate that ought to be followed by everyone.
Yung complainant po, si Gadon, ang kailangan magpatunay ng mga paratang niya laban kay Chief Justice. So sana po yun ang maalala natin, constitutional right ng ating Chief Justice.
Umali, however, clarifies that possibly having the Chief Justice arrested is his personal view, and this will still have to be decided upon by the committee. Joyce Ilas, CNN Philippines.
Lawmakers move on to discuss other charges against Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno. Claire Yao now joins us live from the Batas ng Pambansa. Claire, what else was discussed today?
Pia, the House Justice Committee continues to hear charges against Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno that she committed culpable violations of the Constitution. However, the committee ran into several roadblocks today when the resource persons they invited could not attend and the documents they requested were not available for the hearing. On the allegations that Chief Justice Sereno did not truthfully disclose her wealth in her statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth, the committee brought in officials from the University of the Philippines. They wanted to see Sereno's SALN from 2000 to 2009, when they claimed she earned 37 million pesos in lawyers' fees for serving as government counsel in arbitration against PAGBABAGO. However, the official said Sereno was only an employee until 2006. Between 2000 and 2006, they only have a copy of her 2002 SALN in her employment file. They advised it was best to subpoena the office of the Ombudsman instead, since that's where they turn over the declarations. The Bureau of Internal Revenue, meanwhile, did not have copies of Sereno's income tax returns. BIR lawyer Rosario Padilla says they only got the request late last Friday, and they will likely be able to put together all the files next week. The committee wants to see whether Sereno disclosed her lawyer's fees and paid the correct taxes. After that, the committee looked into allegations Sereno manipulated the shortlist of candidates for the Supreme Court and the Sandigan Bayan. As head of the Judicial and Bar Council, Sereno allegedly clustered candidates and put her favorites in each group so they had better chances of getting selected. However, again, there were no resource persons to back up the claims. Complainant Larry Gadon came up with more names of people that he said they could invite to the hearing.
I suggest that the Committee on Justice invite Attorney Jose Mejia, a regular member of the Judicial and Bar Council, and Associate Justice Aldi Trespeses of now the Sandigan Bayan, and Associate Justice Teresita Leonardo de Castro, Your Honor, to shed light on this particular point of complaint, Your Honor.
Rising tensions there during the hearing, even House Committee Chair Ray Umali issued a stern warning against Gadon, saying he should do better preparation and do his homework for the next hearings. This after Gadon admitted he hasn't even talked to the possible resource persons about testifying. There is growing frustration among lawmakers after they spent most of the day either not having resource persons or having resource persons without direct knowledge of the allegations. The committee is running short on time as Congress goes on break before the holidays. Pia.
So Claire, how much longer is this going to take?
Other lawmakers complained, however, that these people were not part of the original complaint. Congressman Ramon Rocamora says it seems like Gadon is casting a wide net and fishing for information since he didn't have firm evidence against Sereno.
Yes,
This
but
is
the
not
whole
trial.
purpose there is
We are
simply
still
to
in the
aggravate the
process
proceeding,
of a preliminary
so that we will not be
hearing.
asking witnesses that are not material after all. So we will wait until we present them here and ask them if it turns out that they are not relevant. That's the time. Okay, you can go. We will be wasting our time there.
Pia, we've actually just concluded our hearings for today, and on the grounds of culpable violations to the Constitution, there are 7 charges all in all, and they just managed to finish 3. They want to finish everything by Wednesday so that by next week they can go to the other grounds of impeachment, that is other high crimes and the betrayal of public trust. Pia.
Claire Yao reporting live there from the Batasang Pambansa. Family, friends, and supporters of former Senator Ninoy Aquino mark his 85th birth anniversary today. All Aquino children were present except for Chris. They attended a mass dedicated to their father and their mother, former President Corazon Aquino. During an ambush interview, former President Noynoy Aquino answered some pressing issues that the President administration are facing, including a supposed plan of President Duterte to impose a revolutionary government.
Napakalakas ng executive at pinadadama kung gaano kalakas ang executive branch ngayon. So, pag yung revolutionary government, talaga yung buong sistema ay nag-fail na, hindi magawa yung dapat gawin, o di doon baka pwede pag-isipan. Ngayon hindi ko nakikita yan.
More than 1,000 troops of the 3 branches of service of the armed forces, the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force participated in military exercises in Nueva Ecija today. This comes a week after the military reveals its plan to intensify offensives against the New People's Army. Our Rex Remigio tells us more.
Army, Navy, and Air Force members conduct massive military exercises, the first of its kind in years. This after the military announces it will intensify offensives against the New People's Army, following the collapse of peace talks between the Philippine government and communists.
Pag-iigtingin pa natin ng tuluyan nating at puspusang pagsasanay sa NPA, it has been there, so medyo kilala na naman natin, marami na tayong knowns about them.
The military provided us this video showing a simulation exercise on how they will deal with armed groups like the NPA and mounted terrorists. They also showed new offensive tactics but stopped short of revealing more details for security reasons. They are focused on honing their urban warfare capabilities where officials admit need a lot of work after mounted fighters in Marawi use houses made of concrete to shield themselves from pursuing government forces. Officials say if the Maute group employed innovative warfare devices such as drones, the NPA could very well do the same.
Lagi yan na meron silang bago, and that's what we train for, always one step ahead, overmatching our capabilities to bear upon any threat.
The Northern Luzon Command is among the armed forces units tasked to loosen the NPA's grip on the island. NOLCOM Chief Emmanuel Salamat says they will focus on dealing with rebels based on geographically isolated areas. He explains this is where the NPA is focusing their recruitment now as they hold weekends in urban areas.
Abra, Kalinga, Nueva Vizcaya, Isabela. So, yan yung mga focus areas natin. Kasi talagang ang hirap umakyat doon sa mountainous area, lalo na kung isolated.
But beyond improving fighting capabilities, they say more work is needed on dealing with the ideology of these groups through massive counter-education among the youth. After all, extremist and revolutionary ideals far outlive the number of fighters who die for it. Rex Remitio, CNN, Philippines.
That should be declare a revolutionary government. More local news later. In the meantime, here are the top stories from around the world. Pope Francis arrives in Myanmar, becoming the first pope to visit the predominantly Buddhist country. He will meet with State Councillor Aung San Suu Kyi. Human rights groups are hoping the pope will speak out on the country's crackdown on Rohingya Muslims. The pope will spend 3 days in Myanmar before he travels to Bangladesh, where he is expected to meet a group of Rohingya refugees. Breaking news, another fairy tale wedding is happening in Britain next year. That as the Royal House of Windsor announces that Prince Harry and American actress Meghan Markle are engaged. Engagement happened in London earlier this month. The wedding will take place sometime in spring of next year, which is April or May in the Philippines. Still ahead, netizens' reactions to the Miss Universe pageant, and Miss South Africa spreads love online after winning the crown. More stories when we return. This is Newsnight, where we go above and beyond the headlines.
Malungkot kasi ano natin yun kumbaga yun ang pambato natin sa ating bansa. At least natutuwa rin pa rin tayo kasi umabot siya ng top 10.
Congratulations pa rin, at least 'di ba? Nakapasok pa rin siya sa top 10. Panalo pa rin.
Sa gown, parang nakulangan ako sa paglakad niya. Yung sa swimsuit competition maganda, yung ano niya, yung sa gown na. Maganda naman performance, kahit anong mangyari, panalo pa rin.
Para sa akin po, siya pa rin po ang winner. Kasi kailangan proud po tayo maging Philippines pa rin po ang winner para sa atin. Okay naman po kasi binigay niya po yung 100% niya. Kaya lang, mas may magaling po talaga sa kanya.
Siyempre masaya dahil Pilipina yan pangbato ng Pilipinas. Magaling naman siya, maganda naman ang ano niya, kaso hindi para talaga sa kanya.
Welcome to Facebook Live, CNN Philippines Newsnight. Let's do a little recap first of the impeachment hearings. The impeachment complaint against Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno. It's a day-long hearing today. House Justice Committee Ray Umali reminding the complainant, Attorney Larry Gadon, that he should be doing his homework and that he should not be expecting the committee to be investigators for him. This as a few members of the committee noted that Attorney Gadon had not been able to contact or to communicate with people that he was suggesting that the committee summoned to testify on this on the complaints against against Supreme Court Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno. Umali had to remind him to do his homework and to not make the committee his investigator. Congresswoman PAGBABAGO and a few others were asking Attorney Gadon if he did indeed get to speak to these people that he mentioned that should be summoned as witnesses in the complaint hearings. But Attorney Gadon, upon very strict questioning by Congressman Umali, admitted that he had not spoken to them and he had not spoken to them directly, although he was hoping that the committee could summon these people. Now, earlier also today, the issue of focus of the committee was whether or not Maria Lourdes Sereno was able to submit her statements of assets, liabilities, and net worth during the period 2001 to 2009. That around that time, that was when she was teaching at the UP School of Law. The UP representatives were there, but they said that that they only had one of her SAL-Ns. If we're not mistaken, that was 2002, but that they still had to check if they had the rest of her SAL-Ns. That is one of the allegations against her. Also, military exercises of the 3 branches of service of the armed forces today in Nueva Ecija, the Army, the Air Force, and the Navy. This is Newsnight on CNN Philippines. The universe has a new queen. Miss South Africa Demi Lay Nell Peters is Miss Universe 2017. The 22-year-old business management graduate bested over 90 other ladies for the crown. Along with the prestigious title, Nell Peters gets a year-long salary, a luxury apartment in New York City for a year, and a host of prizes. Now, Peters' victory is the first time South Africa has won since 1978. Rounding out the top 3, first runner-up Miss Colombia and second runner-up Miss Jamaica. Philippines bet Rachel Peters rallied huge Filipino support to reach the top 10 of the competition, but fell short of the top 5 following the evening gown portion. But for beauty experts and Binibining Pilipinas charities, Peters still made the country proud.
Well, I think Rachel did very well. Ginawa niya lahat. And ang ganda ni Miss Peters, ni Miss Rachel Peters. Yun din, Peters rin yung nanalo. But I'm glad Rachel is prepared dahil naging paborito siya ng mga fans. Mataas ang resulta natin sa voting. Kaya happy rin kami sa results. Congratulations rin sa mga nanalo.
Still, congratulations Philippines, Rachel Peters. You were outstanding in the swimsuit competition as well as in the long gown competition. We're still very proud of you. Medyo nakakalungkot na hindi siya nasama sa top 5. Pero given the chance, talagang we know Rachel, talagang magaling din sa question and answer round. She will definitely ace it kung nabigyan ng chance sa Q&A. Medyo shock kami. Siya kaming beauty experts din na hindi nasama sa top 5. But still, ang top 10, major achievement na din.
West Zone concessionaire Maiinit is investing more on proper wastewater management. The company says it's spending 10 billion pesos for new sewer lines stretching over 180 kilometers long within the next 5 years. It will be laid in the cities of Caloocan, Malabon, Navotas, Las Piñas, Barangay Poblacion in Muntinlupa, and Kawit in Cavite. Project is expected to catch wastewater generated by some 2 million customers in the area. The installation of the new sewer lines will start in the second half of 2018 and is expected to be completed by year 2022. Maiinit is currently laying sewer lines in Valenzuela, Parañaque, and 2 barangays in Muntinlupa City. it has already built 18 wastewater treatment facilities as of September this year. Coming up, Miss Universe memes, as some netizens are still on a pageant high. And Miss Universe Demi Lee Nell Peters' message to supporters. That's up next here in Newsnight, where we go above and beyond the headlines.
Psoriasis is a multisystemic disease, but its main manifestations are on the skin. It's not contagious. It is characterized by multiple reddish, scaly lesions that can appear on any part of the body. Psoriasis has a very strong genetic background. Those who have a family history of psoriasis tend to have psoriasis as well. Psoriasis affects any age group, very often affected by stress factors.
For rheumatology in general, we're particularly invested in how psoriasis manifests in the joints. So we have a disease called psoriatic arthritis. The biggest risk factor for psoriatic arthritis is actually having psoriasis. Patients with a family history of psoriasis or psoriatic arthritis are also at risk. More than the physical challenges, more than the pain, a lot of our patients are actually suffering from being perceived by others as not being clean.
Pag anything sakit sa balat, syempre nandidiri ang mga tao. Naka-experience ako sa FX. Nung time na yun, talagang siksikan din. Tapos ang hirap sumakay. So may isang babae, talagang pagtabi niya sa akin. Wala pang 5 minutes, nagsabi agad sa driver na, "Mama, sandali lang, may nakalimutan ko." Pero alam ko, nadidiri siya doon sa nakikita niya sa kamay ko.
The loneliest part of having psoriasis is not knowing anybody who has it. Napakalungkot na ang feeling mo, ikaw lang mag-isa sa mundo. So, pag may nakikita ka na merong ganitong karamdaman, you don't even have to talk eh. Magkakaintindihan kayo. Magkatinginan lang kayo. Nagkakaintindihan kayo ng nararamdaman. So, hinanap ko yung mga katulad ko rin, with the same condition. And in 2005, there were 5 of us who formed Psoriasis Philippines. Ginagabayan ng mga pasyente ang kapwa-pasyente. The patient will feel what another patient feels eh.
There are many modalities that can be used. There are topical preparations. There are physical modalities like phototherapy. There are systemic medications. This means tablets, pills, and even injectables. We are looking forward to working very closely with the Department of Health in crafting psoriasis awareness and treatment program.
I really believe that we should do more to improve accessibility of drugs for our patients. Despite all of these things that they go through every day, they seek not only to better themselves but the people around them.
Psoriasis patients can be very productive citizens of our country.
Hindi ka naman i-define ng psoriasis eh. Dapat ikaw pa rin ang may control sa buhay mo.
We will continue to advocate as long as we are needed until we reach that dream that no Filipino will ever suffer from psoriasis.
Welcome to Facebook Live here in CNN Philippines Newsnight. Britain's Prince Harry, the son of the Prince of Wales, Prince Charles, and his girlfriend, American actress Meghan Markle of the famous TV hit series Suits, are tying the knot next year, about spring of 2018. That announcement was made by Kensington Palace and Buckingham Palace. Prince Harry's father, the Prince of Wales, Prince Charles, as we said, made the announcement in a statement, and then there were succeeding statements from Prince William, Prince Harry's older brother, and his wife, the Duchess of Cambridge, and also from Buckingham Palace, from Queen Elizabeth II, Prince Harry's grandmother, and his grandfather, the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip. Now, another story we have for you later, who is Miss South Africa. She's the newest Miss Universe. Demi Lee Nell Peters won the crown just this morning. Well, that was last night, Las Vegas time. Our very own Rachel Peters made it to the top 10, but didn't quite make it to the top 5. But the focus now, of course, is on the new Miss Universe, Miss South Africa. We'd like to greet some of our viewers right now. Jensen Hormillosa, who is watching from San Pedro in Laguna. Jenny Wating Bailon, who is in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Renee Chevalier, who is in Hawaii in the U.S. Gina Fe This is Gina Fair, Papasin, watching from Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. Don't forget to subscribe to our Facebook page by clicking the like and follow buttons on top to get updates on the latest stories from CNN Philippines.
We will have that attraction every now and then to simulate the Christmas spirit. It's really how we intend to portray the exhibit, for people to enjoy the exhibit and take pictures, lots of them, bring memories with them and experience and share it with the public.
Welcome back. The most beautiful day in the universe, still the talk of the town tonight. Our senior correspondent Ruth Cabal gives us a rundown of social media responses in tonight's Connect.
The Miss Universe fever isn't over till it's over online. Some netizens are still in shock that our country's Bet Rachel Peters didn't make it to the top 5 of the competition. But this user points out making it to the top 10 deserves applause and respect, considering that there were more than 90 candidates. He says, quote, Rachel Peters will always be our Miss Universe. Some netizens poke fun at Miss South Africa's win. This one shares a photo of Filipina actress Susan Africa, saying, quote, parang Pinas pa rin ang nanalo. Congratulations, Miss South Africa. Another one speculates Demi Lee Nell Peters may be the actress Africa's younger sister. But after the pageant, this tweet reads in part, quote, at least Peters pa rin ang wagi. Stay in the loop with this story by visiting our website at cnnphilippines.com and follow us on social media at CNN Philippines. We love to hear from you. I'm Ruth Cabal.
Speaking of Miss South Africa, the newly crowned Miss Universe is spreading love for her people online. Demi Lee Nell Peters tweets, quote, South Africa, thank you for support and love throughout my Miss Universe journey. She goes on to say, I may be the new Miss Universe, but I will always be your Miss South Africa. We did it. The statement comes after she changed her Twitter profile picture with a photograph of herself wearing the Mickey Moto crown. And that's it for tonight. Thank you for your time. I'm Pia Ontivera. See you again tomorrow for News Night, where we go above and beyond the headline.